We cannot create old link in the now because we know AI integration is going on in the Oak Connect. That is called resetting. Okay. After some time, you can see. So old link is not working. So I can't create old link. 3 days we face huge problem. Finally, what we did, we created a new link before 1 hour, and I have opened a webinar. And that time I have spread our link to every platform. Now it is a part of also back office. First of all, thank you so much, our honorable Mr. Jafar Morlock sir. Within a minute, you did it. Uh, and that's a greatness. And I hats up for your sounding and wonderful love for this platform and for us. That shows you are truly marvelous and a good diamond pop character. That's massive, my dear friends. Still, we have 10 founding members. They have joined. We can wait at least 5 minutes because they are joining now. Uh, that is the beauty of Passive. Okay, we are building Passive family, and no doubt on Passive is a global phenomena showing the great character. It is truly a big hero, a great role model company for all supergiant. Okay, we are so fortunate to be part of this on Passive, a king of internet, this true legend company of this universe. Why I'm saying within 5 years of saga journey, we have created a miracle IT company of Passive, a masters. It is one of the biggest stake of world. That really pathfinder, unmatchable, dynamic vibrant, unparalleled, most unique, spends fabulous, a decent company of the world. And each of founding members, we feel so proud. We are going to touch ultimate and we are going to fulfill all the dreams. It is going to happen. On Passive is not about money gain. It is all about how we behave, what is our etiquette, how our manners, how do love company. Do we have massive love, massive compassion for humanity? Yes, if we have, then we are a champion character upon Passive, my dear friends. And if you want to get any target, at least 15 members they have joined, at least wait. Let's continue. If we want to get any target, my dear friends, we have to face many odds, many challenges in the way. But your determination, your aptitude, your positive mindset, your nurturing mindset, your creativity, your innovation, and your soldier attitude, never give up attitude can do a big thing and accomplish a big breakthrough in your life. That same thing is happening with on Passive. Our CEO is, oh my goodness, really believes in do or die. 3D, it is one of the magical mantra of Mr. CEO. 3D, okay, do right daily. But within 5 years of journey, we created one of the massive, robust, colossal, paradise company of the world that is on Passive. That truly, what great time. We are enjoying unprecedented, monumental, a classical time because this power of our team spirit, power of determination, power of love, and the power of love is mightier than the power of atom bomb. Always keep in mind. And what we see, all we have top legendary leaders, international. Oh my goodness, they are truly inspiration of millions of souls of merchants, and they are just like a fire, fire, fire. They are truly astounding minds of knowledge. They are pathfinder. They are man of illuminating ideas. That is why we feel so vibrant, so positive. And on passive is rocking. It is winning the millions of hearts. And Oak Connect is showing a great biggest stake of the market, attracting the people. Look at the scene from Gitex Global Show. We have seen a Cosmos Energy, one of the one piece show by on passive. 5,000 CEO of the world top class supergiant visited our platform. Can you imagine where we are going? We are most attractive, most appealing, thrilling, captivating business solution of the internet arena. Okay, my dear friends, still we have 18 to memo after 2 minutes. I will take the session off because I want to just, they are joining the papers. So my dear friends, from GTAX, Mr. CEO always said, each day is top. There is no ultimate top in on passive. We are moving to some Egypt, where top 35 countries of Arab and African, they are going to do wonder top class investment summit, and on passive is empowering. It's a chief guest, you can say, and showing the power of AI. It means we are penetrating government, bureaucracy, every system. If government will accept our top class product, they can imagine automatically from top to bottom in a decentralized way, our top class digital product will be going to grassroots level. This is uniqueness. This is called genius marketing. Even this is not another top. We have to also, don't forget, COP28, I am telling. COP28 is going to be held at Dubai, Abu Dhabi, my dear friends. It is going to be 197 countries are going to attend to how to combat the climate change, one which is the biggest challenge for humanity. Okay, at that time, we will hear the news that on passive is also going to play a bigger role because we have all top class digital product which is promoting carbon credit, combating the climate change. Okay, we are fulfilling the aspiration of 20 sustainable development goal. That is why I'm saying that it's a massive moment. It's a massive moment. Okay, let's welcome you all, legend, the national international dignitary once again. I can see we have, yeah, warm greeting everybody. It's my great honor to introduce first of all our chief guest and chief speaker, Honorable Mr. John Barrera sir. He's a truly legend, highly energetic, sparking, high drive, and most dexterous. He's a real champion character upon passive because who is Mr. John Barrera, sir? Let me introduce my dear friends. He is a such man who get a high ten of the life from the, from zero to surmounting, zero to Mount Everest, you can say. Within 550 years of his life, he was, oh my goodness, served as an actor in the entertainment world. Can you imagine? If you want to survive, sustain in the entertainment world, he need top class energy. Okay, but he did it. He completed. He nailed it. He is a true champion character. Okay, and he's going to tell about a Tin Man story. A Tin Man how become Mr. John Barrera and how Mr. John Barrera sir become founding member of On Passive and how On Passive is going to bring a paradigm shift in his life, and it is how it is a beacon of hope for 8 millions of the people. So all is set. So let's enjoy a thrilling moment, a great occasion. Okay, and I am sure our chief speaker is going to enlighten our mindset forever. So let's call upon Honorable Mr. John Barrera, sir. I cordially invite you, take this auspicious moment and You tell about how Tin Man become a true champion character and how you survived and what was your X factor that give your life at a genet poison and how you become on passive founder and what is your passion, okay, and what do you want to give the message to all our King's Green brand ambassador. Thank you, sir. You are most welcome. Now, let's call upon Mr. John Barela, sir, a master hybrid mental giant personality. Please unmute yourself, sir. Now, stage is for you.
Okay.
Mr. John Barela, sir, can you hear me? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sound is coming
Thank you.
perfectly. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Raj. Your signal's always kind of a little bit little wacky there. I was going, wait, is he introducing me now? I was trying to hear everything. So, yes, you just introduced me. Every moment of it, but thank you very much. And I hope we have a little better luck today than the other day when I gave my presentation. And I don't know if any of the folks that are here or even you, I'm sure you realize it, I guess I either froze or disappeared and fell off the webinar because of our signal, or maybe OConnect was having a little problem. At any rate, I got dumped, got knocked off, and I wasn't aware of it. So I kept giving my presentation. I thought everything was fine. So I gave my presentation, and it wasn't until I finished my entire presentation that I saw myself on the video and everything was great. But then I noticed as I scrolled, because I'm using my phone, I scrolled down and everyone was frozen. And I realized, oh my goodness, they didn't hear, they weren't even hearing me. Oh my goodness. So anyway, today I'm back to try again to give you folks a little bit of a presentation about OnPassive, of course, but also about myself and about how I became involved with OnPassive, and also what my main interest or passion in OnPassive turns out to be more than just to be involved in the business and make money. I got very interested in Obless, or the fact that we can help humanity, and we intend to do that. Now, let me though start with a little bit about how I got involved in any type of internet business, and I want to tell this very quickly because I want to get to my main theme of the Tin Man and what I really want to inspire and try to let you know, what you folks know, what I'm all about with my heart for OnPassive. But years ago, getting a little older, and I decided, I'm looking at my income, and it was starting to be a struggle for me. Even though I'm a professional actor, I've been doing it for many, many years. I've had some success, but as you get older, a little hard to get cast, and maybe you start making a little less money. On top of that, most actors always have survival jobs, what I call and what we call, people in the acting profession, survival jobs, because you always need to have some supplemental income. So I decided, I'm getting older. I got to have some more income coming in here. What can I do? What can I do? Well, I wasn't involved in any kind of internet businesses. Of course, I was on the internet. I was using a lot of things on the internet, and I was enjoying it, and I understood it. But I knew nothing about being in business on the internet. Now, I had another actor friend who introduced me to the possibility of earning some money on the internet. Well, little did I know that what I was going to be getting involved with were a lot of affiliate marketing, multi-level marketing, and the such, and what I like to call nowadays shiny objects. And the reason I say that is it's always the latest, greatest thing in the internet business world that you must get involved with and I'm like, oh, so I did get involved. My friend recommended. In fact, he became my sponsor in many, many multi-level marketing businesses. Excuse me. The only problem was I didn't really know anything about it. So I had to learn from scratch. It was difficult. I did my best. I was in so many businesses. It occurred to me at one point, why would you be in 15 different internet businesses and growing? Because the guy was always throwing some new little shiny object at me. You got to get into this. And I'm going, I haven't figured out anyway, I struggled. I had a whole lot of businesses to pay attention to. I was trying to do that. I would start to go to the different businesses' meetings or their websites or their Facebook pages, trying to figure things out, trying to learn. Now, one of the businesses that this gentleman got me into, and in fact, he is my sponsor in OnPassive. Well, in the very first days, he gave me a whole lot of businesses, too many. He gave me OnPassive as one of the first. Now, it was lumped in there with a bunch of other businesses, so I thought they were all just a bunch of MLMs. And as I got confused and tried to figure out what's going on, how can I have any success with these things? I'm not doing very well. And I just thought, this is just another MLM. And I'd look at all the business. And then all of a sudden, one day, I went to a webinar. And I heard Ash Mufareh speak about OnPassive. Now, at that time, it was a while ago. It was the early days. OnPassive wasn't even completely described or formed yet. Now, Ash had his idea of what he was going to do, but he wasn't necessarily revealing it. And I must say that in our early days, we had some elements that were much like MLMs, because as you know, what we are today, we're not an MLM, multi-level marketing business. And thank goodness for that. Because even then, as I listened to Ash, what I liked was that it was very little to get involved as far as the finances go. A lot of these businesses I had joined, I spent thousands of dollars. Yes. Did I make anything? Very little. What OnPassive was asking was a very small founder's fee, $97. I thought, well, $97, that's reasonable. Now, in the very early days, when it did have elements of the multi-level marketing world, they were describing some levels, like packages that at some point, besides the $97, you may have to come out of pocket to buy these levels. That bothered me a bit because I thought, well, that is kind of multi-level marketing. I sure hope they don't start asking me for more money, which all the other businesses would constantly say. Now you got to get this. Now you got to get this. And you'd be spending money, $500, whatever, a lot of money. Okay. But what happened was I began to realize, and listening to Ash Mufareh, that he was talking about changing the business of OnPassive, or growing, or morphing, or whatever it was about. I realized it was not multi-level marketing. And as we know today, he's made a concerted effort that this business is not multi-level marketing. We're so much more than that. Well, we know, and you should know by now, and you'll hear from me today and get some ideas about just how massive this business really is. Okay, so I started to pay a lot of attention. Now, Ash, he didn't tell us in the beginning, well, there weren't a lot of details because it was growing. We didn't even know exactly what we had. In fact, one of the first and only products that I could see at the time was OTrim. And we have OTrim today. In fact, it's one of our 3 free, and it's a wonderful product. But back then, I'm like, well, what is he going to be doing? We only have this one. Well, to cut to the chase and not get into a whole long thing about this, we see how over the time Ash would expose what we're doing, who we are, what it's all about, how many products we're going to have. In fact, we're going to create an entirely new ecosystem for the internet. Oh my goodness. I suddenly realized this is definitely not multi-level marketing. This is going to become an entirely new internet. It's going to rock the world. It's going to rock all of the other big corporate businesses like Google, like Apple, like Microsoft. Oh my goodness. And that's what we are. And that's what we became. So now, how did I get involved? Well, like I say, a gentleman got me in here. He's not even around. My sponsor, nowhere to be seen, never did anything, doesn't believe in the business, thinks we're never going to launch. Never going to launch. We're already launched. Well, so I began to pay attention, and I knew it to be. I'm starting to hear like somebody have their mic on. Anyway, I began to investigate exactly what OnPassive was and became very involved. One of the things I learned from Ash Mufareh was, if you aren't the best marketer, which we are a marketing company and we weren't necessarily into that, you know, our business is going to do a lot for us. We have our artificial intelligence. It's going to do much of the hard work, the heavy lifting. We don't have to do that. That was a wonderful thing. But I wanted to be engaged, because he also telling us the engaged you are with OnPassive, the better it is for you as a founder. It will benefit you in the long run as you go along in OnPassive. Even if you don't bring in a lot of founders, that kind of thing. And believe me, learning from all the businesses that I was very good at exposing what I'm into or whatever business I was in to others, they would come along with me. I thought, I'm going to get very engaged. And that's exactly what I did. I'm hearing a lot of everything, and I hope my side.
Excuse me?
I'm hearing like an echo, because that's not good. I think maybe something might have. And I just would say, please, you would mute your mic, make sure everybody else is muted, but me.
John.
We could hear better, because I'm hearing like. But anyway, let me go on.
John.
So I began to get very involved. And we have a gentleman here today, Jeffrey Morlock. One of the first things I did was I began to watch all of the YouTube videos that was on and available for us. And you would be able to see them on YouTube. One of the first folks that I saw as an early presenter and a founder that was showing us what OnPassive was all about and what we were going to grow to be was a gentleman here with us today, Jeffrey Morlock. And I would go to not only his, we didn't have webinars then. It was Jeffrey doing a presentation on YouTube, and also Dr. Bill, and also Marty DeGarmo when he came along, and several others, Mike Ellis. And so I got very engaged. Oh, was I watching a lot of YouTube videos and paying attention. And I discovered one of the things that I can do is make sure that I comment, make positive comments, and you'll be noticed. And it's good for the person that is having the webinar, all that kind of stuff. It's good for the business to put hashtags about OnPassive, because that will give them more in the search engine options. That will bring OnPassive into the form. All this is how I started to get engaged, started to be on. Okay. So all of a sudden, I started to notice there were some bad guys and ladies, trolls, troublemakers on these webinars on YouTube, not webinars, on these broadcasts on YouTube. I started to comment to them in these comment places in the YouTube, in the video you're watching. And I sort of, without really knowing what I was doing, I became like a protector of OnPassive, a defender of OnPassive. So as I went along, I began to get more engaged. And then the webinars started. Meetings started that we could attend. I began to do that. I would also moderate the chats that we would have. So I found myself moderating the chats in the YouTubes. And this is before we actually had live, YouTube broadcasts. But I became like this, what would I call it? I say defender, but I actually, for a while, formed a group of guardians. And this, I would begin to get recognized. Marty DeGarmo even said one day on one of his lives, he said, if you want to be active, if you want to be involved, look at this guy, John Barilla. Look what he's doing. He found a niche for himself, a way to be engaged and on passive. And I did that. And I still do it in a sense. I don't have the organized group so much anymore because I've gone way beyond that with the things I'm doing in on passive. And in fact, I began to discover in all of the different products we were going to have or would already have, they were all being developed, all of that, learning that we had all of these offices. We were all over the world. We were becoming global. All of this progressed as I was involved, going back 4.5 or more years. I've been around on passive just shy of 5 years. Okay, so I got very engaged. Suddenly I saw about Bless and about how one of the main goals that on passive has is a gift for humanity. What's this about? I thought. So I really started to pay attention and I got very interested in that and the various possibilities of how we are going to go around the world and help to solve problems with on passive. We're going to step in ourselves. It's already happening in many ways, but it's going to be much more involved as we go ahead. And this is how I began to discover my heart for on passive and for humanity. And now I'll get into what I'm talking about, how the Tin Man discovered his heart with on passive. Okay. Dr. Bill Williams, who's also, I don't know if he's here today, but he's one of us. He's one of the mentors of your group. And I don't know if he's already spoken. I know Jeffrey Morlock has already. Well, Dr. Bill began to notice that I had a nickname. It is JJB Tin Man. Now, I use this on the internet in a lot of things I do. With one of my other passions, for example, photography, I do a lot of videos. I do them on the internet. I do a lot of videos. I show them on the internet. So I started a thing I call JJB Tin Man Views of NYC. So I had this nickname. Now, it also became useful on passive. As you know, we all have an address for one of our great products. Oh, well, everybody had to pick, or the company help you pick a name for your OMail address. Well, the company automatically picked a nickname I've been using in on passive. Could you please mute your microphone so I don't hear an echo? I would appreciate it. Okay. Well, I'm here talking. If somebody's got their mic open, and please mute your mics, folks. Thank you very much. You see how I'm kind of doing what I'm doing right now?
John, open your mic again.
Unmute yourself, Brother John.
John, open your mic again.
I think the host is capable of muting everyone and unmuting the
I don't know how that happened. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
I was hearing a lot of background noise from mics that were open, and I was requesting that folks please have your mics closed, and then all of a sudden, I guess my mic went off. Anyway, what I was saying was that, pardon me, I'm hearing it again. Do we have our mics closed, or am I hearing echo? This is disturbing while I'm trying to talk. Anyway, this is kind of what I've become, a person who is in on passive, that looks in the chats, that protects from problems or helps people do the right things, what we should do in on passive. This would be an example of that. I'm always telling people, like I am right now, that we want to have our mics muted when someone else is speaking because it helps. Anyway, but I was getting into my Tin Man, my nickname, and how Dr. Bill Williams was one of the first folks that noticed that. And it was actually became my OMail address. For example, it's jjbtinman@omail.ai. Also, in the future, it's going to be my identifier in my domain. As we know, the company's going to do so much for us. They're going to create our own website. We're going to have a domain name. It's going to be, mine is going to be jjbtinman at whatever it is, the domain name. I said, okay, now, so let me get into the Tin Man's heart. I became very interested in the idea of what Obless can do for humanity in the world. I began to pay attention. I began to go to webinars such as Chris Johnson used to have his Obless webinar. Milo, everybody knows Nashville Milo Curtis. He has webinars. He had webinars where he would bring people on, and so would Chris. Folks that already had ideas about what they're going to do in the world to help humanity and with their own causes. It was already there. And so I began to pay attention to those people. Now, where I'm at today is I am actually directly working with someone like Milo, with someone like Yvonne Mundi, who has a movement called One Global Movement. And that is, she intends to, from her background and her history, which I won't go into, but she intends to help the people, not only in her country where she was born, in Cameroon, young girls in particular, who because of the culture that they have, young girls are very abused. And she was one of those young girls. She managed to escape that, get to America through the help of her grandmother, educate herself. And today she is a doctor, and a doctor, I don't know, philosophy. I'm not sure what her doctorate is in, to be honest with you. But she has one global movement, a cause that is going to help humanity. I got so involved with that I'm actually the managing director of One Global Movement. And that's just one of the things that my heart for humanity, for OnPassive, is going to be doing as I move forward in OnPassive. So that's what I'm trying to talk about with you today. How did the Tin Man get his heart? Well, like I said, I just started paying attention, started to getting involved with these folks, met a lot of these folks, and suddenly I found myself very involved. And so I have this nickname, the Tin Man, because I'm an actor. And it just happens by coincidence that I performed the role of the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, which is a very famous story. I hope most of us here do know the story of Wizard of Oz. Otherwise, you may not get the point of why the Tin Man, who didn't know that he had a heart, that he thought that he had no heart, and how he came to discover his heart. Very shortly, very quickly, let me tell you how he discovered that. The story of The Wizard of Oz, I'll just do it. I won't tell you the whole story, but it's just the idea that a young girl in Kansas, in America, there was a tornado on her aunt and uncle's farm, who was her family. That's who she lived with, her aunt and her uncle. And within that tornado, something happened where she couldn't get the protection in the storm cellar. She was locked out of it when her aunt and her uncle went down into the storm cellar, and she ended up going into the house and lying on her bed as this terrible tornado whirled around her. The entire house was picked up and transported to a fantasy place, to a place somewhere out in the universe, in the land of Oz. And so, not to tell the whole story, but when she landed there, it was a beautiful place, a wonderful place. But all she wanted to do was to get home, to go back home to her family, to the things that were important. So anyway,
Thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you very
much. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Anyway, so she landed in Oz. She had to make a journey to see the Wizard of Oz, because he might grant her wish to help her to get back to Kansas, to her home, to her uncle and her aunt. Now, along the way, she had to travel the yellow brick road, which would take her to the Emerald City, where that's where the wizard was. And he could do all things for everyone in Oz, wonderful things. And he could help Dorothy get back to Kansas. So she makes this journey along the way. She's got some trouble. There's a wicked witch that tries to deter her. There's also a good witch, which is kind of looking after her, protecting her, unseen. But the wicked witch is trying to stop her journey. And along the way, she meets three characters: a scarecrow, a tin man, and a lion. Now, the scarecrow had a problem. He thinks that he has no brain and that he's not smart and I don't have a brain. And the tin man thinks, I don't have a heart. I have a hollow shell. And I'll show you a little bit about that because I know Raj wants me to show a couple of things. Let me show you. Here's some memorabilia that I got along the way when I performed in the show, The Wizard of Oz, as an actor. Over the years, I would tour with this show. For many years, I happened to get lucky to play this role for quite a long time, on and off over the years. So anyway, children would give me, after the show, children would bring little pieces of memorabilia or gifts. And I only have a couple here that I could show you, and I don't want to take up too much time with that anyway. But here's one, for example. This is the Tin Man. So if you don't really know The Wizard of Oz, you'll have a chance to maybe, I'll show you some photos, but here, I'll show you, I hope you can see this. You can see that this is a man of tin. He's not a flesh and blood man, but he's made of tin, the Tin Man, who has, he thinks, no heart, but he discovers that, you'll see, a heart. Can you, well, I have very small here, you probably can't see it, but in my hand, I have this little, hold on, let me just put the Tin Man here, a little tiny heart. Now, this heart was on my little statue of the Tin Man, but this morning, I discovered when I took him out to bring him over here to show you folks, where's the heart? The Tin Man, he really doesn't have a heart, but I discovered that it fell on the floor as I moved it. So that's why I'm holding it in my hand. It's usually on a little necklace around the Tin Man's. I think that's kind of funny because the Tin Man didn't know he had a heart. Here's the heart. I couldn't find it, but I found it for him. Anyway, there's the Tin Man. Okay. Now, here, let me show you. Let me show you a photo. If you can see this, it's a poster. Now, it's not me, but this is from the movie. This is very famous, this movie. I hope you can see it. It's a little tough with my terrible lighting. I tried to make it so you could see. If you can see this, we have a little picture of the two of the characters. The lion is not in this photo, but you see Dorothy there. You see the Tin Man, and you see the Scarecrow. There he is, okay? That's the characters. Now, the lion, I don't have a photo of the lion. If you could see behind me, I do have this poster of The Wizard of Oz, and right here, there is the lion. You can't really see him probably, but he's a big, fluffy, lovable looking lion that he thinks that he has no courage. He's a cowardly lion. His problem is he has no courage. Well, he wants to go to the wizard with Dorothy, with the Tin Man, with the Scarecrow, so he can get courage, so the Tin Man can get a heart, and so Dorothy can get back home to Kansas to her parents. Now, her uncle and her aunt. Okay, now, let me show you. Here's a photograph. Now, this is me. So I have a couple of photographs here. Raj wanted me to show you, perhaps me as the Tin Man. So I just happen to have a couple here. And I'll try to put this up here. I'm hoping you're going to be able, this is a small photograph. I'll try to get it a little closer, Now, there's the Tin Man. That's much like what you just saw in that picture of the movie, but that's me in my full costume as the Tin Man right there. Now I have a bigger photo where you might get a little better look at me, a little closer close up of the Tin Man. I got something reflecting. Okay, oh good, there I got rid of the reflection. Now, there I am, if you can see it, there I am as the Tin Man. Now look at that makeup. Oh my goodness, was that tough to do every day? I had to put that makeup on myself, and it was a lot of fun, but I had to make the jaw and everything. I had to draw it because we didn't have a metal jaw like the movie. They didn't have to go through all that. It was part of the costume. I had to kind of make mine. Let me take a little drink here. Okay.
It's young John Barilla without the mustache.
Yes, sir. What?
It's a little John It's a young John without the mustache.
Yes. I think I got that. I can continue, I guess, though, right? Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. So now now what happened was, like I say, I got this identity. Dr. Bill Williams, he noticed this thing about the Tin Man, and he kind of started mentioning me about being the Tin Man and my heart. And I thought, what a wonderful thing to do. I'll connect up my heart, because after all, at the end of the story of The Wizard of Oz, he tells each one of the characters and helps them get what they think they need or they don't have, but they all have whatever they think they don't have, except Dorothy had to get back to Kansas, and she does. But the Tin Man, who, when he asked the wizard, please, Mr. Wizard, give me a heart. I have a hollow shell. I don't have a heart. Well, he tells him that you had a heart, and you have a heart all along. As you've made the journey, you've showed your heart, your love for humanity. So that's why I took on the character. I'm going to sing you a little song right now. Short song. This is a Tin Man song. Now, it's not a song from the movie, but it is a song. I did the songs from the movie and some of the versions of Wizard of Oz that I played the Tin Man. But in one of the versions of Wizard of Oz that I played the Tin Man, original music was written for the show. And it's a nice short little song, and it's the Tin Man lamenting to Dorothy and the Scarecrow that he has no heart. So let me do it. Let me take a. Here we go. Here we go. I want to take a little drink, and I'm going to sing this a cappella. Here we go. Although I'm a man of steel and also smart, I'm still most unhappy 'cause I haven't a heart. I'd paint such pictures, be an artist. I'd write such poetry if I had a heart. But there's nothing in here, I'm just an empty moan. And no one will ever know the beauty I've known. I can't paint pictures, be an artist. I'll never write poems 'cause I haven't So listen now, folks. You see, the Tin Man, he thought he didn't have a heart. And that's what he was telling the Scarecrow. He said, I'm very smart, not like you. You think you're not smart, Scarecrow. But I don't have a heart. This is before they get to the lets him know you've had a heart all along. And now, that's how I thought, isn't that wonderful? I can discover my heart and on passive, the same way that the Tin Man, who always had a heart, as he made the journey to the wizard to get a heart, well, I make my journey, as you and I are all on a journey and on passive. And isn't it a wonderful journey? Because we're not just here, and you're not just here to make money. No, we're not, are we? We're here to help humanity, to show our heart to the world, to go out there with Oh Bless. Or even this, if you don't do a huge project somewhere out there, wherever in the world, you can have a heart for humanity and do small things. When we get going and on passive, and some of us, when we make some generational wealth, as we know we're going to have, what are we going to do with it? First of all, we take care of ourselves. That's my message to you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. And hopefully your heart will allow you to help humanity. It can be in a big way with some of these big projects that I'm involved with, and already, like I said, and go like Yvonne Mundy's One Global Movement, Milo's Global World Changers. We're going to do many things with many different projects. You folks will have the opportunity. I'm not going to talk about it now, but you could get involved with Global World Changers, with One Global Movement, and many other movements of your choice. You'll see them, you'll hear about them, and you may want to get involved. That's a message I'd also like to deliver to you. Or you could do small things. That's just as good. You could help the person down the block that's homeless, or the guy that's begging for a handout. You could help your family. You could help a friend in trouble. This is the kind of thing you can do, and many other small projects that you could come up with yourself. Doesn't have to be, but I hope you'll do some big things like I intend to do with some of these movements that we're going to be involved with. Okay, so there's that part of what the Tin Man and myself, that's how I discovered my heart, and that I'm now using it. Like I said, I'm already involved with One Global Movement. I'm the managing director. I'm involved with Milo in Global World Changers. That includes a lot of different possibilities of things we're going to do out there around the world. So I want to make that point to you folks. Don't think that you're here just to make some money. We are going to have the new ecosystem, the paradigm, new formula, the new regular standard of what the internet is all about, against all the corporate corruption and a lot of corruption that's out there. On Passive is going to change that. Okay. So I don't even want to get into, that so much. That's why I want to talk mostly about Oh Bless, and why I'm telling you about my heart and the Tin Man and myself discovering my heart. Let me look at some of these notes that Raj gave me, because he was talking about asking me some questions. And I said, Raj, a lot of these things will be within my presentation. So instead of asking me, let me just look at some of these things. Now, for example, one of the things he said was how the Tin Man, me, has sustained and made a 50-year career in the entertainment industry. Well, listen, it's been difficult, because one of the other questions he says to me, challenges I faced. What challenges did I face? Is it different, real, or is there a dark picture? Okay, well, let me say, first of all, how have I sustained it? I've sustained it because it's another thing he asked me, because it happens to be my passion. I have a passion for the theater. I have a passion for my art, and not just for performing, but I'm also a bit of a photographer. I have a passion for photography. Okay, so I managed to stay involved in the industry by, first of all, getting out there and getting some jobs. It's not easy to do. You have to go and make the rounds, as they say. You've got to try to get agents involved who can get you auditions. You've got to get those auditions, and then you've got to win the role. Oh, it's not easy. It's very difficult. Also, you have to survive while you're trying to get some success. So every actor, well, not every actor, but a great majority of actors, they have to have other income to sustain them, what we call backup survival jobs. So over the years, no matter what I was doing in the theater or even the film and television industry that I got involved with, I'm much more involved with the theater. That's where I've made my biggest impression, and that's where I've done more activity. But I've also done roles and things in the film and television industry, much smaller though, not as big or as good. I won't say good. That's not the right proper word to use there. But I have such a passion for the theater and my art as an actor in the theater. It means so much to me. So I kept going through any challenge that I might face. And there were many challenges, like I say, trying to meet the right agent that can help me get some work, trying to make the right impressions on people. What do you do? How do you go about it? You have to have pictures. You have to have a resume. You've got to take classes. You've got to, well, I got a degree in the theater, an acting, direction, actually a degree at a university. But beyond that, over all the years, you must study with various acting teachers, coaches. You never stop doing that. And I did that for for 50 years, more than 50 years. I've been a professional actor. Okay. So now, is there any dark places? Well, there are some places where, for example, people that take advantage of you, people that agents, for example, especially I think young women would run into this. I actually ran into it myself, where maybe an agent who says he's going to do things for you, he's going to his agent, maybe they take advantage of you, maybe they make advances towards you. And I know that's happened to a lot of lady friends of mine that are actors. Well, it even happened to me. That's a dark thing. That's an ugly thing. Dealing with the corporate structures in the theater sometimes can be a difficult thing. But, for example, in the film and television industry, right now, I'm in the union called SAG-AFTRA, Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Variety Artists. Okay, we're on strike. So I'm not even able to work right now in the film industry, because since June, we've been on strike against all the corporate companies, like the big companies that produce all of the things that you watch, the films, the television shows. We're not able to work right now because we're striking for certain things that we feel are unfair. I won't get into a whole long thing, but it shows you how difficult, how the dark places. I'm out there myself. I'm not there today because I'm there with you. I'm here with you. I'm going to go a little later if it's not too late. I'm going to go on the strike line, the picket line, carry my sign, SAG-AFTRA on strike. I'm going to go. I've been going a lot. That shows you about the dark side a little bit that Raj was asking me about. Okay, so there's that stuff. Now, let me look at some of these other notes that he's given me real quickly, and then I'll be wrapping up for this. Okay, and I'm going to give you something nice, another little performance thing for you when I wrap up. Okay, so very quick. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm telling you. Anyway, thanks for that. Anyhow, let me look here. What are the X factors? It's incredible. Who says it's incredible? It is incredible. On Passive is incredible. You're all incredible. We're all incredible in On Passive, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're going to do great things for humanity. We're going to help change the world. I don't know if we're going to change it completely. I think Raj even asked me, it's going right here. Let me just say, hey, here it is. He says, what are the X factors? What I can attribute to, and On Passive, the X factors that will change or reshape the world. Well, I've got to tell you, I'm not sure we can completely reshape the world. I know that a lot of us talk about that. We're going to completely change the world, but this is a difficult task to go out over the entire world with all the different cultures, all the different corporate structures, all the different governments. Very difficult to reach those people and change everything. But you know what? We're going to do something about it. We're going to bring more humanity. We're going to bring more equality. We're going to bring more homes for people who don't have homes, clean water for people who don't have safe, clean water to drink, education for people all over the world that have no way to get an education. We're going to do that. So I'm glad he asked me this, even though I don't think we can change it all. Well, that's me. I'm not being negative, but I'm saying it's such a difficult task. As long as we make the effort, get out there, we'll change a lot of things. We'll bring great things to the world. Okay, what else is he asking me? How is our CEO different from the super giant CEOs in the global arena? Well, if any of you are paying attention, and I don't know how long you folks have been around, but I'm telling you, I've been here since the beginning. I've even watched Ash Mufareh change as he's gone along. He's got a big heart. Here's a man that he could be doing a lot to make a lot of money for himself. Of course, I'm sure he's going to be just fine, just like we are going to be just fine that way. But what is he concentrating on? What is he really telling us about? Again, it's about our movements, our heart, how he wants to go out there in the world and change things. He's saying we're going to change everything, and I'm with him. I'm just saying I'm a little more, hey, I know how difficult that is. I know what you intend to do, but let's at least make our best effort to do as much as we can. Now, how is he different from all these super giant CEOs? Well, that's how he's different. You know, Elon Musk, all these different guys, I won't name them all. They're huge giants. Yes. They're billionaires. Yes. They go to outer space. Yes. And that's a wonderful project. Hey, you know, Ash is even very interested in that kind of thing. You know, he's very interested. But we're more interested in the things to help change the world, a heart for humanity. That's the difference of Ash Mufareh. That's why he's different than these other CEOs. I'm not saying that some of them don't have a heart and they don't want to do some great things for you, but I'm telling you, this is a major goal of Ash Mufareh. This is a man with a big heart for humanity, for all of us. He doesn't have to do what he's doing for us. He doesn't have to do what he did for us as founders. He didn't have to give us back our founders fee. He did. I won't go on. You folks know what he's doing. He's different from all these giants, these CEOs, and all these other companies. So I won't go on about that. Now, I've already answered what is my passion. You can see I'm pretty passionate right now about what I'm talking about, from my love for OnPassive and my involvement in OnPassive and my heart for humanity. Okay, he says, Raj asked me, how do I want humanity to be affected by my heart? Well, I think I've been talking about that. How do I want my heart to be affected by humanity? I want to help all those things that we know are trouble out there around the world. Maybe not every one of them, but I'm already specifically involved with a couple of them that I've become aware of. So I'm starting already. So that's what's going to happen there. Now, I think he's got just a couple more, and then I'm going to do something for you. Now, just a second. He says, what message? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Way to go. That's another one of our little resound. You know, we got a resound message. Some of our resound messages, they sound like they stole my voice. What? They didn't ask me to make these messages, but there's one that goes, way to go. Way to go. And I'm going, that sounds like me. And a couple of other founders have said to me, hey, John, did you do that voice for that? I said, no, I didn't do that voice, but way to go. Anyway, I'm getting off my track here. Anyhow, so now he says, what message do I want to give founders and users? Well, I think I've been giving you my message of what I want you folks to do, not just make money. We know we're going to make money. We know we're creating an entirely new ecosystem for the internet. We know we've got fabulous products that are already set to go. Some are already out there, and it's only going to continue. We know that Ash is going to not stop. He's going to add as time goes by, every couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe another couple of. We're going to have products, solutions. They're going to keep coming, folks. You need to be involved with that. Now, let me just get to my ending here and to make a point. All this stuff that I've been telling you about humanity, about our hearts, about what we want to do to change the world. I happened to discover a speech. I'm also a movie buff. I watch a lot of old movies. And there's a character and a gentleman that I think, no matter where you're from, you might know his name and who he is. I hope so, because it helps make my point a little bit better. Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin was a great star, director, and character going all the way back to the 1920s, where he became a silent film star. He had a little character who had quite a heart himself called Little Tramp, the Little Tramp. It was a cute little character. He wore like a derby. He had a cute little mustache. He'd walk with a certain little, pace. And he had a cane that he would twirl. And he would do. What a wonderful character. He made many movies as this character. He would write his own material and perform his own material. He was a mime. What a great mime. You didn't speak in the silent film. But when the time went on and talkies came in, he didn't stop. He made talking films. He didn't always play the Little Tramp, of course, because he went on to play other characters in the talkies. Well, here's the thing. Now, let me get to my point so that I can wrap up for us here, because it's going to make the point of everything I've been saying. I'm going to read something for you. I'm going to do a little acting for you. I'm going to do a little dramatic reading. But wait a second. I just want to say, Charlie Chaplin. There was a dictator. There was a man, Adolf Hitler. I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about. What an evil character he was, and what involvement he had, what he did to try and take over not only his country, but the rest of the world, the rest of humanity. We know what he tried to do against the entire Jewish population, not just in his own country, but all over the world. A lot of evil from this man. Okay, now, Charlie Chaplin writes a movie that deals with this dictator and what he was doing. It's called The Great Dictator. Now, Charlie Chaplin is the main character in the movie, but he's not the great dictator. He's a simple barber who lives in a small village, and he cuts people's hair. And what a wonderful, heartfelt man he is. However, there's trouble on the horizon. The world is in trouble. There's war. There's disaster. This evil dictator is trying to conquer and rule the world and cause great harm with his power. All right. Somehow, this simple barber gets involved with rebels that are going to overthrow this dictator, go against him, try to do something right, something good, something wonderful. Now, somehow, as he gets involved with these rebels, they discover that he looks exactly like the dictator. He could be mistaken for the dictator. Well, at some point, when the rebels move in and they begin to have some success, they're able to overcome the dictator. Okay, here's what they do. Charlie Chaplin's character, the barber, he looks like the dictator. So they replace the dictator with Charlie Chaplin. Not Charlie Chaplin, but the barber, the character that he's playing. Okay, so it has a wonderful, heartfelt, positive ending to the movie in that sense. Now, at the very end of the movie, the very last speech of that movie, the dictator is speaking to the masses. He's speaking to his soldiers, and he's going to deliver what is supposed to be a fiery, powerful, negative, overpowering, conquering speech of humanity. Well, but wait a minute. It's not the dictator. Remember, the dictator has been replaced by the lovely, friendly barber. People don't know that. They think they're going to hear from their leader, the conqueror, the dictator. All right. Well, so as this scene comes up, and it's the very last thing we hear in the movie, and the reason I want to do this speech for you to tie up my little presentation today is everything that's in this speech. I want you folks, listen carefully. You're going to hear this could be made about someone like Ash Mufareh. Now, let's say that Ash Mufareh's character, as we talked about a little earlier, you know, there's some people that think that out there that maybe Ash Mufareh is not the most kind and gentle. He was involved in all of some MLMs and who knows what went on. Well, you know what? It's all garbage. It's not true. You know why? Ash Mufareh is the barber. He's the character of the barber. That's who we have as our CEO. So let's pretend and let's think that when you see this, the image of this dictator who looks straight out to his people and his soldiers, he's going to make a speech. But what happens? He's dressed like the dictator, but it's the barber. People don't know that. So he looks out at the audience, his audience of people and the soldiers, and he delivers a message. But he delivers a message that if you listen to it, folks, it could be about OnPassive and us. So let's pretend that I'm that character for the moment, the barber, dressed as the dictator, and I'm going to deliver a speech to my people. Now, I'm going to change it just a little bit because there's places where he mentions soldiers. I'm going to change that to OnPassivians. All right? In other words, listen to this speech, and I'm going to be talking to you because it's about OnPassive and what we want to do. If you'll indulge me, I'm going to do a little performance for you right now. This is the final speech of the movie, The Great Dictator, and then the movie ends. Here we go. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. And this world has room for everyone. And the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives us abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes them torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and the dictators will die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. OnPassivians, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds, machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men and women. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. OnPassivians, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke's, it is written, the kingdom of God is within man. Not one man, nor a group of men, but in all men. In you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then, in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world that will give men and women a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. On Pacifians, in the name of democracy, let us all unite.
Wow. John, you are amazing.
For you folks, I just want to say, let me tell you something. Listen, be engaged, be active, be ready, dream bigger, have a heart for humanity. Thank you, folks. That's it. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. You are amazing.
Wow.
We
This
love
is
you.
the best show in the world. Most from
Yeah.
any movie that I show in the past.
Wow. Amazing.
Thank you. All I can see is the white screen, by the way. Somebody's got the whiteboard up.
Yes, it's Brick Udley.
Yeah.
Need to close it.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. John Ballas, even 8 complete came back. There was a technical error, and I was able to video. I did it the right. That's amazing. Us. Bomb blast explosive. What a phenomenal energy. That's the beauty of a champion character. Mr. John Barrera, true. Inimitable legend of my that what he should. He had a pure cosmos energy and
Oh, good. I can see folks again. The whiteboard is gone. Thank goodness. Hello, everybody. Who's next? Who wants to say something?
What we have
Hello,
now
I wanted to
John,
say-
after this show, there is nothing to say. This is the best show I've seen ever.
Oh, thank
One
you.
man show.
Okay,
Hey.
I wanted to say something. Hello, Brother
Yes.
John Barrera.
Mina, how are you? Hi.
Hi, I was really enjoying it. Thank you so much. I was just like watching that movie that you were talking about, the most ever energetic session that I have taken, apart. Thank
Yes.
you, John Barrera. You were always brilliant, and you are always our Hollywood, and we are looking for you up. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you can see where that speech, it has a lot to do with what we are and what we hope to be, right? I really think so. I just discovered that a few days ago. I know the movie. I knew the speech for a long time. I've seen the movie too many times, but all of a sudden I saw it just the other day and I watched it to the end. And when I heard that speech, I said, that could be on Passive. So I'm glad you, I mean, the Tin Man stuff was fun, but I'm just telling you, I think that speech, boy, that's a killer, isn't it? It really is. Just really good. So anyway.
It is really very suitable for us. And how you change was very clever, how you change and just to put inside, the Ombasivian or Ombasive. Thank you so much. That's very creative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome, Sister Amina. Welcome, Sister Yasmin.
Hello,
Wow,
Debbie. I would
that
like
was-
just to say something.
Is someone
please.
sharing a whiteboard or something, or it's my screen?
That's right. Spank them. Spank them. No
I
whiteboard.
would
We don't.
like to add something, Sister Debbie, if I can.
Maybe the host can get rid of that because it just popped out on my screen. Brother
Hello, can I
John,
add something, please?
wow, that was awesome. You
Thank-
nailed it. I was just trying to figure out what am I missing here.
There's that evil whiteboard again.
You filled a vacuum which left me halfway
It's an
through your
underlay
presentation
brick.
last week.
Need to close
Thank
the
you so much
whiteboard.
for filling that vacuum today.
Hello,
host- The host.
hello,
How many of us are
Debbie.
talking?
Yes, Debbie, I would like to say something.
Yeah, we want to hear Debbie. We want to see Debbie. We don't want to see the whiteboard. The host can close it, I believe.
Yeah, the
No,
host,
it's
it was
underlay
closed
brick.
and it
Need to
came back.
close it because he opened it. Underlay brick. He's opened the whiteboard, and he's only the one that need to close it.
Mrs. Yavisari, ma'am, please close the whiteboard. Or
There you go.
Oh, yay!
Finally,
Go ahead, Debbie.
Hello,
Go
I would
let
like
there
to say
be
something.
light, and there was light.
Hi, Debbie, I would like to say something, please.
As I'm sorry, did I hear someone?
Yes, it's me, Debbie. I would like to say something. Yasmin.
Well, let Debbie finish, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I promise I will not take long. I was here from the beginning, and I promise I will not take long. I've been listening to everything Brother John said, and I said I had a vacuum from your presentation last week, and we realized that you didn't know that you were frozen. And when I saw the possibility of you coming back today, I was not going to miss it for anything whatsoever. So I'm so glad to hear from you today that you finally finished your story of the Tin Man and how it relates to Unpassive. Are you still here, or you've been kicked out as well again?
Thank you. Thank you. Yasmin.
Oh, you're here. Okay.
Yasmin.
I know sometimes we get kicked out and then we come back in. So I was just making a comment that I am truly honored to listen to you narrate your experience with the Tin Man and everything else to Unpassive and your journey with Unpassive through that, and all the people who inspired you from Brother Jeffrey through Dr. Bill and where you currently are. That's really an outstanding thing that you've experienced, and we're so honored that you're part of the Bharat International and you're sharing that experience here. For those who might not have known you, they should now know who you are or were and still is as part of the Unpassive family. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I just wanted to say it was just on point, outstanding, and it just connects so well with Unpassive and the vision of our CEO. Thank you so much, John. Very much appreciated.
Debbie, and most important,
That was my
is
first
remember
time.
always the heart.
Ah,
of
thank you.
Unpassive.
That was.
Yes,
let's-
it
let's-
came from the heart because I could see you holding the red heart of the Tin Man. I remember getting my kids to watch The Wizard of Oz with me, and I had to know everything about them. And now my daughter is in LA going through all of those things, and it's just like, wow, I'm seeing it all over again, just listening to you talk about it.
It's
And
such a wonderful film. Yes, it's such a wonderful film. Hey, we got to let Yasmin speak. She's waiting to jump in there. I can tell.
Yes, Sister Yasmin, welcome. Sister Amina, welcome. And the microphone is yours now, Sister Yasmin. I think Sister Amina spoke earlier. So thank
Yeah,
you very
thank-
much. I'm muting myself.
Thank you very much. I was so, impressed about John, and I always love it about the heart of John. He always keeps and motivated to every growing person within Ombasif. He tries to be there. He motivates us. He comes to our also shows, even while we are speaking Somali. And also, we what John said, and he told us, it touches also to my country for the great dictator, and I fell in love about Wizard of Oz, about Dorothy, who met with the Tin Man. But also it surprises me because I'm a movie person. How Umbasif already changed the world. We are not saying that Umbasif will change humanity. It already changed it. This surprised me how John met with Yvonne and how he became a member of the One Global movement. As a young woman, she has history with the also comparing to the film Wizard of Oz that Tin Man was playing to save and help that Dorothy go back home. It's really amazed me. It will stay with me for a few days. Thank you ever so much. It's been a pleasure to know you and met you. And already we have changed the world because I will never met you all guys, and I will never met John Barilla, who is a precious man to me as a brother. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
John,
you,
you're
Yvonne.
muted. Oh, hello,
Hey, John, can I butt in here for a
hello, Jeffrey Morlock.
John, you're muted. Can you guys hear me?
Barely hear you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
John,
make him refresh.
I don't have the camera. Sorry about that. I loved it. I loved everything. I loved the energy. I loved everything you were doing. And I had a little bit of internet problems, so I got kicked out a couple of times, but that wasn't you guys. Can you hear me better now? I can't hear you, John.
John are muted. We hear you, Jeffrey, but maybe refresh. We can maybe hear you better.
Okay, well, I hope you can hear me. I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed it, John. I mean, I had some problems. I got kicked out a couple of times, but that was at my end, not you guys'. But I loved it. Loved the energy. Loved the story. Loved that you brought things up and you showed us the memorabilia. You explained things. I loved every bit of it. But I've actually got to log off so I can have lunch with my bride. But thank you, John. I too, like Deborah, I was excited when you were going to be coming back on this because we didn't get to see you last time. So thank you so very, very much for what you do, John. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I've been following you from the early days I got involved. So thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody want to jump in? Just go right ahead.
Everyone are speechless. I have a goosebump in all of my body.
Ah.
You make the story better than the author. It only depends on the actor.
Good night.
And you are amazing actor.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
He's a huge of heart.
I want to say something.
Uh-oh, it's Carmela. Look out, it's Carmela, everybody.
Hello, John. I enjoy very much your theater. But now you have a platform, in All Connect, you can make a theater.
That's right.
You can invite us to your invite and your show. Make show, and we come to see you because you're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmela. You're pretty amazing too.
Hello? 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 Am I audible?
Go ahead.
Jump
Yes,
in.
sir, we can hear you.
Yeah,
can
you are
speak.
very much audible. Please go ahead and say your words.
Divya, hi
Okay.
Divya. You see you there.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I really love your energy, the way you really represent each and everything right from the beginning till the end. What the energy! Wow, wow, wow! It's really a super fantastic. I cannot believe that you are really having such a, huge numbers in terms of your age, that it's 75. I can't believe that, because your energy, your whole, precision of playing and everything, how you change your modules and everything was really fantastic. I was so fascinated to listen to you, the way you really given your, deep understanding regarding how a heart is actually finding everything. Whatever you have said today, it's really mesmerizing. It's really given a different level, because I believe that I, I believe that. Sorry for the disturbance. Sorry for the disturbance. Am I audible?
Yeah,
Continue.
yeah. It's yeah, you're okay. Keep going.
Okay. I feel that I'm actually resume my words. So okay, let me go ahead. So this is really a most fascinating thing, and I really love the way you actually cementize your character. It's a true inspiration to the younger generations, because if anyone, those who have really having such kind of energy in such an old age, I do believe that today I just got the message from you. It's a really inspirational to me. That is just a number. The only thing which really ignites your heart is your willingness, is your really a greater passion to do something for the betterment of the society, for the betterment of the people. I'm really so thirsty and excited to know much more about you, to know much more about this, beautiful industry and everything. So thank you. You are really a great character. You're really a great hero. I'm really thankful to you. Thank you, Mr. John, sir. You have really made my day a wonderful day. Thank you to you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I actually left out. I forgot to say, because one of the questions that Raj had for me was about how do you have such energy? What is this? Here it is. What is the secret of how you maintain your energy level? And so you mentioned it now, and I didn't even mention that. But you know what? I wouldn't know what to say. I have no idea what the secret is. I just am what I am, and I've always been kind of a high energy guy, even when I was younger, and it hasn't gone away yet. I know I'm getting older, but I just maintain it. And
Oh no,
secret. I
it's
just
just a number. Just a number. I heard you're still young. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Brother John. We are really inspired from the path of your success from the young age. Thank you so much for your valuable speech. We have Amina sister with us, so I would like to invite Amina sister. Please unmute yourself, Amina sister, and give the feedback for such an awesome presentation given by Brother John.
Thank you.
Amina sister, are you there? Amina sister, please unmute yourself. Hello, Amina sister, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
Amina.
there. I was just muted myself because I don't want to, to interrupt. Yes, I have been invited this whole, breath, platform just today, and I accepted it because there is so many friends here. And when I just got the notification about today's guest is John Parilla, the one and only, I just come up and jump it, drop it, whatever I was doing. you know, on the house, in the house and in the family. So I'm really happy and I'm really glad to be with you. And my sister Yashoda, she knows even I can sing, you know, an Indian songs from my childhood, and I'm really having a lot of fun inside with Ombasif, because I never been, you know, such a good pupil, such this, you know, great number of people from different countries. Even when I was working with United Nations, I've never seen like this. So I'm really, really enjoying. And John Barilla, today, it was one of the best webinar that I have been, and one of the best speech that I have listened, because I am very passionate about the movies and theater and everything. I'm not like you, like a big, you know, director or a big actors, but me too, I have a background back home for being actor, you know, so that I'm really, really enjoying, you know, your webinar. And I wanted to thank my sister Yashoda and the other brother. I think he was Demora Brasad Sahu. I think he is the one who you know invited me. If I done wrong, sorry, but I'm really happy. You know, as John said, this is not just about making money. This is just about uplifting humanity. And I am really glad to share with you. I already started my foundation. I already started my foundation.
See,
My
that's it.
foundation about the mental health and about to help back home for the education, especially those who did not have, you know, enough fortunate to get, you know, basic education like me. So that I already, and that is, yes, I had a dream. Yes, I had a dream for a long time. But before Ombasif, I would never set up. I would never set up. So I don't care what everybody else says. I don't care what everybody else, you know, think about Ombasif. I think Ombasif a big. I think Ombasif, you know, met me brothers and sisters, millions and millions brothers and sisters, which I would never know, you know, without Ombasif. And I don't care. We have a different faith. We have a different country. We have a different, you know, we have a different religion. I don't care. But we got each other. That is what I'm really, really happy for it. And thank you to invite me at this wonderful platform. And thank you for our John Barilla, one and only. He comes to our Magic Do program. He always come to us to support us, even if we spoke in Somali language, as our sister said. So he is a great, and we have a great respect to him. Thank you all.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. If I don't catch you live, I usually try to watch your the video a little later. You know, it's hard to catch everybody live as it's happening. So I do like to go. I go to a lot of places to see what people are doing. I like to support people that have, you know, the YouTubes, the lives, the shows, the interviews. Can't be at all of them live, but I try to catch folks and try to. If I don't see it live, sometime I try to see it recorded later. And you and Yasmin are doing a great job. So I'm really enjoying what you're doing. So keep doing it.
Hello, Mr. Divya sir. Please go ahead for sharing on the panel. I would like to call you. Please, you are most welcome, and share about your thoughts and ideas about today's session. And
Yes.
okay,
So
come forward.
here I can see that still there are various great personalities are available. So it's my great honor to welcome to my great. Yes, I can see here that Cormela from, I think she's from Israel. So if you can listen me, please you just unmute yourself and come forward and say something about your notion and views.
Hello, Hello, everyone. I know
Can you
John
listen?
Varela from
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
John
go ahead.
Varela from the Global On Passive. Without On Passive, I will never met John Varela. John Varela is teaching me and inspire me, and I love to come everywhere he is there. When I saw his picture today in Shai Zamir post, I called Shai many times. Where is the link? Where is the link? I must see John. I really love John. He's very emotion, and he does a show. He's an actor. He really actor from his button of his heart, and he do it excellent. And thank you, John, for everything you have say here. And thank you, Amina, for your words too. And thank you, everyone that was talking here, because we are really become a big family. And I love you all.
Thank you, Carmela. Thank you.
Tell
Okay,
me, John,
Mr.
you
Raj,
remember what
please
is
go.
our first meet together? Me and you. It's not physically, it's not online, but the first time we meet is because you are the guardian, the best guardian of On Passive. And when I post a link in some of the group, you call me and tell me, this group, it's only for question and answer. This group, it's only for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like we don't officially have the
Okay,
guardian
Damodarji,
anymore, but
Damodar,
I always do kind of keep it straight, folks. I'm always like the guy that's trying to keep things going straight. You know,
Damodarji, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please come forward and just. Damodarji?
Damodar have a bad connection to the internet. He all the time is
Okay,
fell off and come back.
okay,
I
okay.
think if John
replay.
have
Thank you.
a last word, we can wrap it up.
Okay, so let me go. It's a great privilege, announce one more, brilliant character. That is Miss Yasoda. Would you please unmute yourself and share your views or your experience? How do you feel today about this?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Divya sir, for inviting me. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone present over here. Really, John Barilla, you know what? You are brother of all on Passivian family. We really love you. We are really inspired from the path of your success from young age. Thank you so much for being a part of On Passive. And we are really blessed to have you over here. Thank you, Amina sister, Yasmin sister. We are really blessed to have you all the international dignity. This is what On Passive has done, This is what he has done. We all are together today, national, international, we all are together. And we are really blessed to be a part of On Passive. Humanity is a collective term to represent human beings. Love, affection, compassion, and concern for others. When given a choice between being right and being a kind, a person with humanity chooses to be kind without much contemplation. The unconditional love for all human beings is the foundation of humanity. It eliminates the consciousness of gender, religion, caste, nationality, etc. from the mind of the people and connects everyone under one umbrella. This is what On Passive is doing. And we all are going to work for it. We all are going to uplift humanity because we are an On Passivian. Thank you so much to come here and
Oh,
share such a valuable knowledge.
thank you,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you for your everything. What a wonderful presentation that you have given as a sharing. So thank you very much, Yashoda ji, for your wonderful sharing and everything. And now I can see that here is still a lot more people are left. So it's my great privilege to announce the, who I'm just seeing. Yes, Balvinder ji, could you please unmute yourself and have your few words?
Yes,
That
sir.
how
Yes,
do you
sir.
feel
Thank
today?
you.
What is your
Yes.
sharing? Please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. May I audible?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
very much perfect.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of you are the nationals and international dignitaries over here on the platform on Passive, the Bharat International Group. On behalf of this group, I welcome again you all. And it was a very excited day today when we got that John Brilla sir is coming on our platform. So I was driving, I was somewhere, but I connected with this link, and it was really delighted to listen such a wonderful personality. Love to see you all here. And basically he is such an inspiring person. He is a great personality, I believe, and really we feel so blessed, we feel so lucky to have such a kind person in our platform. Thank you, John sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all international dignitaries who have come here and have given some sharing with us. Thank you to all of you. Over to host.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, thank you, thank you. What a lovely your presentation and everything. Because today, what I saw that you were very busy in spite of driving. You have just took this opportunity to listen, and that's a great moment to anyone. So thank you for your benign your presence and sharing everything. And now I'm going ahead and looking forward that yes, our great international hero, Mr. Hiralal, would you please unmute yourself and say something, share your views that how do you feel today?
Thank you
Go
so
ahead.
much. I'm Hira Rathod. Behalf of this panel, I want to say something about today's session. So I really thanks to Mr. John who is coming here on this panel, and the rest of the story that he's completing completed today, and really, it's a very wonderful, amazing. It's very inspiring story he has already shared with us, and really, it's an amazing. What is the aim of on passive, and why we are doing such kind of this work, and why we are here on this platform at on passive. So I really appreciate him for this wonderful knowledge he has given us, and I thank all of the panelists who has participated uh, in this panel, and just please continue come to on passive the Bharat International webinar. This is a very fantastic, wonderful panel for share your thoughts and ideas about on passive. So thank you so much, Mr. Pandey sir, for giving me an opportunity. Over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech and everything. What you have really put some valuable, words, and we a lot really appreciate to you a lot. Now I can see here that one of the great lady, one of the international maestro, which I can see here, that Sarita Vastrakar, ma'am. Could you please unmute yourself and say a few words that how do you feel today and what is your opinion regarding today's webinar?
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much. Hello, hi, good evening, everyone. And thank you, all panelists and brother and sister, international and national dignity. And thank you so much. And special guest, chief guest, my brother Jan Barilla sir. So thank you so much, very much for giving your valuable time, share with your best information. I hardly I request you to continue guide us like the in the future. Wonderful information. Awesome. Thank you so much, all leaders and panelists. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Jan Barela sir. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, Deep Kumar Pandit sir.
Okay, that was really awesome presentation and your saying. And now I can see here he is a great lady, very much with us from since the beginning, and I can see here the Fortune. Yeah, Fortune. If you can listen my voice, please forward and share views. That what is your today's mind to say? What do you feel today? Please go ahead and mute yourself. Fortune Doris, would you please unmute yourself? If you can listen my voice, please you come forward and say something. Just put your views. Okay. What I'm sensing here, maybe she's not able to unmute herself, but okay, this is the technology. Sometimes the technology behaves like that. Okay, now I can see one of the great Indian folk who is very much with us. So I can see here that, yes, Sudama Sa, if you listen to me, please come forward and say something. That how do you feel about the John Barilla, what he has presented today? Please you unmute yourself and go ahead. Am I audible, everybody? Just you.
No, it's okay. Everybody can speak. I have a last question.
Okay, if anyone, those who want to really ask something or they want to share their own views, it's a very last chance to everyone, because we can see that the watch is clicking towards to our last moment. So I'm giving you a very open opportunity. Those who want to share something or those who have some intuition to ask something, just you go ahead and ask your views or share your views, or just put your questions and queries, because here our great mentor, the John Barilla sir, is very much present with us, and I'm sure that his energy will really vibrate to you. It will really create a great energy in you. So please you go ahead if you want to say or ask something.
I want to say something. The last thing.
Yeah.
The last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The last question for today, John. Where is the small safe that we need to pay to this show today?
Say again, with the small what price we have to pay to what?
The small safe that we can pay for this show today.
Oh, gee. It's free. Thank you. No charge. Hey, listen, I am not a presenter. That's the whole thing. This is really the first time I presented. I'm not really. I try to do other things. I don't like to be the focal point, and that's why I try to perform a little bit, because I'd rather do that rather than talk about products and this is going to do that, whatever. So this was unusual for me, and I do so many other things. And I'm busy all the time. In fact, I have what time is it? 12:21. At 1 o'clock, we have the other, one of the movements that I'm involved in, the One Global Movement. We have at 1 o'clock a little short half hour live on YouTube that Yvonne Mundi does Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then on Friday, we do an O Connect. But today, at 1 o'clock, we just have 1 o'clock my time, by the way, 1 p.m. Eastern Eastern Daylight Time. It's going to change to Standard Time. Too confusing. But anyway, in just over half an hour, she'll do a little half an hour thing about One Global Movement, speaking about educating young girls and children, because that's our main thing. We want to educate young girls and boys all over the world and help them to get an education. So I'm usually doing, and I'm like the moderator. I'm the managing director, but I don't really talk that much, so it's unusual for me to do what I did today. I enjoyed it. I don't know that I want to do it all the time, but I really enjoyed doing it. Because I usually do something different. So it was fun to come here and put a little show on for you. And I do like to perform. So I'll continue to do that and on Passive whenever I can. I don't get a chance.
You must continue to do that, John.
Yeah, I don't get
an incredible job. And this is your uniqueness. This is your uniqueness. You are not a techie guy. You are a performance guy. You are an actor guy.
That's
and
right.
You do that so amazing and so uniqueness. So I think you must to do that more and not to be only the shadow guys.
Right. Yeah, I'm not totally ignorant to the tech, but I'm not a tech guy. You're right. That's it. Basically, I'm not a tech guy. I understand it when I listen to the guys, the tech people. I understand what they're saying, but I enjoy doing all the other things that I do, and I certainly enjoy when I get a chance to perform, which there aren't that many opportunities, but I will do it more moving forward as I go on, so I look forward to doing that. Yeah.
I want to
Thank you
for a minute.
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
John,
And now I can see
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Link.
Okay.
You can send the link
Thank
here
you.
in
And
the chat, John.
now I can see that. I can see here the Yogeshwari ma'am is still here with us, and okay, and she's a very lovely queen of this whole on Passive, the Bharat International Group. So I just want to invite her with to the great respect. Please come forward and share something, Miss, says Yogeshwari ma'am. Please come forward and put your views.
John, can you please put the link for the webinar in a half hour in the chat, please?
For which thing now are we talking? The webinar?
The webinar that it's coming in a half hour. Asking.
Yeah, it's a live. It's not really a webinar, and really, I don't have the link right now, but I think it's in the back office in the O Founders webinar section. It's called One Global Movement, Speak with Heart. Here's the thing: you could just go to YouTube, right? Go to YouTube and just search for One Global Movement, and you'll see where the live today will come up, where you could go to it. You can just look for it, or go in the back office in the O Founders. I don't have the link that I can put in right now. I'd have to go and look for it. And but you can just look for it on YouTube, and just put in the search on YouTube, One Global Movement, Speak with Heart, or
I
put
just put it in the chat from the O Founder.
Yeah, One Global Movement, Speak with Heart. If you just search that, you'll see where it'll come up, and you'll notice we have a live going at one, and it's only a half hour. It's not really a webinar, although, you know, people they could come and watch that. We have our webinar on Friday. We have a webinar at 1 p.m., and that's on OConnect. But the thing today is just on YouTube. So you can just go to YouTube and search for it and just watch her. It's a half an hour. But on Friday, we do have a webinar on OConnect, and that will also be in the back office webinar section. You can find the link in there and just look for One Global Movement, and you'll see what we're doing. We'd love to have more people come and listen and come on Friday. We want everyone to come, of course, you know.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. This is really such a great information what you have given today. And this is, I think everyone must go with that, and what the new innovation he has created, and how he philanthropically he is working so marvelously. I'm really fond of that. And from my side, I joined and find things new to know about that, when it will begin, and when as soon as it will begin, I will be try to well on there. So thank you, and thank you to everybody, that those who are present here. I know that there are a lot of distinguished dignitaries, and all the benign people are there, and I can also congratulate you all that you have really given us such a wonderful and your valuable time over this platform. I'm so grateful to you all. The heart is my greatest.
Thank you.
Actually,
Hope you're frozen.
Who can get closer? I can say, yes, I can see who is the best. Just within 2 minutes, just you say the customary to perform that. So please go ahead, Mr. Hiralalji, if you can listen me. Please give your closer remark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can.
Are you? Yeah. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. So now, today, in the conclusion, just I can say, today we have such a wonderful session by Mr. John Barela, sir, who is our mentor and leader, and he's already enjoyed their life because he's an actor, and he has a lot of knowledge, and he is an intellectual personality. So today's session, we have already enjoyed all the inspirational things that he has already shared with us. So we are really thankful for him on the behalf of On Passage of Bharat International Group. I really thank to you, Mr. John Barela, sir, and I really appreciate to you. And just we want to learn from. We want to learn a lot of things from you, sir. And please continue to come on our panel and just give such a lot of knowledge from you, because you are a very intellectual personality. So just I really thank all of the panelists who are participating on this panel, and I really thank to all the great international dignitaries who have come on this panel. And just I appreciate all the things that is happening now and just we have a time for the ending of the session. And now I over to Mr. Pandey sir. So just please appreciate all the things and yes, please go
Thank
ahead,
you
sir.
for your thank you for your lovely intro. And now I can see here Mr. Damodarji is very much available with us. So could you please say something, Mr. Damodarji? Please you come forward. If you listen my voice, please you come forward and have your own words. Damodarji, if you can listen me, please come forward and have your words. Just unmute yourself because I can see that you are in very much available in our panel. So please.
Damodar is freezing for more than 10 minutes. It's frozen.
It's frozen. Okay.
It's frozen more than
So
10
right
minutes.
now okay. Just now he called me and asked that I am very much available. Please you say me. But okay, this is the part of the technology. So if you can listen me still, please you just come forward. Otherwise, we have done our own part, and we don't have any other things to say because it's also the time is running fast and we are moving ahead of our own targeted time. So Damodarji, it's my very humble request in the last because as I know that you have frozen, but you have requested me to want to come. So if you want to come, please, if you can unmute yourself. Otherwise, we are just going to end up or wind up the session. Can you listen me still? If you can listen me, please come forward. I think he's not able to unmute himself. Okay, it's happened sometimes. Pardon me from my side that we are actually waiting to you. But okay, now I can officially end the session because we see that